Okay, 3.3, we're going to solve by completing the square. That's the third method for solving quadratics. Before we do that, we're going to multiply these binomials out real quick so you can see the pattern so that when we complete the square, you know where it's coming from. Okay, x plus 7 squared is x plus 7 times x plus 7. Some of you can do that in your head. I'm going to do it out. 7x plus 7x plus 49. 7x and 14x. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the same for x minus 8. And if you multiply it in your head, I'm okay with that. Just be careful. Plus 64. Okay, now when we complete this square, it's going to look like this, and we're going to fill in the blank here. So it's going to look like this without the number at the end, and then we're going to turn it into this. So we want to see the pattern of where the numbers came from. Okay, so if I look at the 14, 14, see this number here? This is that number added to itself. If I look at the 16, I look at the minus 8, this is minus 8, minus 8. It's that number added to itself. Now if I look at the 49 and think about where they came from, that was 7 plus 7, this is 7 times 7. This is negative 8 minus 8, this is negative 8 times negative 8. Okay, let's look at this to see the pattern. Okay, so I'm going to look at the 10x. Here I said, oh, this is 7 plus 7. It's 5 plus 5. Or if I do 10 divided by 2, I get 5. I'm splitting it in half. Okay, I'm going to fill in the blank here. Okay, to get that number, I do this number times itself. So I'm going to do 5 times 5, which is 25. Okay, now the point of completing the square, doing this, is so I can go back and write it like this. So let me go back and write it as a binomial square. Since it's x squared, it's going to be x. Since I did 5 plus 5 and 5 times 5, this must be positive 5 here. Okay, so this is completing the square, is filling in the blank here. Binomial square is this. Let's look at the next one. Okay, 12. I want to see what I add to itself to get 12, or divide by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So this is 6 and 6. Technically, it's negative 6 and negative 6, but sometimes I don't worry about the sign numbers. Okay, if that's 6 plus 6, then what goes here? 6 times 6, which is 36. Okay, completing the square is just filling in the 36. You don't have to put this little work here. Okay, let's go ahead and do boom, boom. Binomial square. Since it's x, I put x squared. Since this is a 6, I'm going to put a 6 here. And since technically it was a minus 6, I'm going to put a minus here. Okay, go ahead and work ahead on the next ones. I'll work while you're working. Okay, what is 8? 8 divided by 2 is 4. So this is 4 plus 4, which means 4 times 4, 16. Okay, binomial square. X plus or minus, because of the minus here, and then the number is 4. Okay, let's look at the 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And then 9 times 9, it's got to be 81. Binomial square x. This is a plus because everything's a plus. And then this must be 9 squared. Okay, 16, split it in half. 8 plus 8. 8 times 8, 64. Complete the square by adding 64. This is x plus 8 squared. Okay, one more. Let's see, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this is like 1 plus 1. I worry about the sign later. 1 times 1 is 1. So this is x. This is a minus because of this thing. And then the number is 1 squared. Okay, that's completing the square. Now we're going to solve by completing the square. Okay, to solve by completing the square, I'm going to do the completing the square step first, and then we're going to stare at it, and we'll see why that is a good choice. Okay, the x squared plus 6x part is the part that looks very much like this. So I'm going to bring down x squared plus 6x, and then because I'm completing the square, I want to figure out what goes here to complete the square. I'm going to bring down the equals and the 16. Okay, now to get 6 divided by 2, I got 3. So 3 plus 3, which meant this was 3 times 3, which means there's a 9 here. Okay, and you don't have to put the little numbers here. You just need the 9. Now, if you add a 9 to the left side, since this is an equation, you have to add it to the right side. Okay, now on the left side, I want to make this a binomial square equals, and then on the right side, I'm just going to add this up. 16 plus 9 is 25. Okay, for my binomial square, I have x plus, and the number must be a 3. Okay, that's the completing the square step. Now I need to solve it. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this just to show you the step. But now that it looks like this, you should recognize how to solve it. I'm just going to cancel the squared by square rooting. Now this should look very familiar to how we've been solving a lot of problems. The square root of 25 is 5, so positive negative 5. And then if I minus the 3 over, 5 minus 3 is 2. Negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. Okay, and then those are my answers. Okay, let's try the next one. It is asking me to solve by completing the square, which is why I'm doing complete the square. If I have a rational answer, I could factor it too. Okay, so x squared minus 10x to complete the square plus something. You don't have to put the blank there, but just know that that's what I'm going to do there. Okay, this is the part where I'm completing the square to fill in this blank. If I take the 10 and split it in half, I get 5. So this is 5 plus 5. So this must be 5 times 5, which is 25. That's called completing the square. If you add it to the left, add it to the right. Okay, binomial square equals negative 29 plus 25 is negative 4. And then this is x minus, and the number is 5. Okay, now that it looks like this, we know how to solve it. So I'm going to go ahead and square root both sides. Let's see, the square root of negative 4 is imaginary, so it's going to be plus or minus 2i. Okay, I'm going to add the 5 over, and then I'm going to put it in standard form. So I'm going to put the 5 first, and then the plus or minus 2i second. So my answers are 5 plus 2i and 5 minus 2i. Okay, let's look at C. It says x squared plus 4x, and then to complete this square, I'm going to put a number here, equals 11. Okay, what's going to go there? See, if I split 4 in half, I get 2. So this is 2 plus 2. If I do 2 times 2, then the 4 is what I use to complete the square. If you add it to the left, add it to the right. Okay, so now I'm going to have binomial square equals 15. In the binomial square, I have x plus, what's the number? 2. Okay, now I can go ahead and solve by square rooting. Okay, you don't have to rewrite this step either. I'm doing it for notes. Okay, to cancel the squared, square root x plus 2 equals plus some. Square root of 15 is irrational. Can I simplify it? 3 times 5. No, I'm going to leave it square root of 15. I'm going to subtract the 2, so it's negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 15. Okay, I'm going to do one more with you, and then you will try the practice problems. Minus 2x to complete the square, fill in the blank. Okay, let's see. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times 1, 1. Make sure to add it to the right side to balance. So binomial square equals negative 14. X minus, this is a 1. Okay, once it looks like this, I can solve using square root, which you guys are very good at now. X minus 1 equals plus minus. It's going to be imaginary because I'm square rooting a negative. Square root of 14 is irrational. Can I simplify it? 2 times 7? No. So we're just going to leave it as imaginary square root of 14. Okay, I'm going to add the 1. So 1 plus or minus imaginary square root of 14. And that's standard form because it's real plus imaginary. Okay, go ahead and try the practice problems. Pause the video till you're ready to check the first ones. Okay, here are my answers for 1 through 4. check your steps, check your answers. Pause the video until you're ready for the next ones. Okay, here's 5 through 8. Okay, pause it till you're ready. And then there's 9 and 10.